Municipal government in North Carolina. What can you think of besides some of these up here that may also correlate to a municipal government? Gastonia, what? This is Cramerton, Belmont, yeah. All these other places are municipal governments. So we're going to structure an organization. There's two types of local government. One of them being counties, so Gaston County, Mecklenburg County, Rowan, all of these different counties. And there's 100 in North Carolina, and there we go. So what they all look like. And the county seat is the center of government for the county. So there you have 100 different county seats for North Carolina. Municipalities. Now this is going to be a little bit more of a new word. But I mean, it's just city, towns, villages. No big difference. They're all the same. There's no real big difference between, say, Charlotte and, say, Cramerton or Belmont. There's no real difference in terms of legal status. It's just one slightly bigger than the other one. They all have their own respective legislative and executive branches. Some even have a judicial branch as well. So I know, since I live in Charlotte, we have our big mayor and we have everything that goes along there in terms of different members that make up city council and stuff like that. They raise money through taxes. A lot of taxes, that you'll get, may it be that you'll get in terms of sales tax and other things like that, will go into taking care of some roads and taking care of street lights and paying for people that will take care of that stuff. And if I'm going too fast, just let me know as well, okay? They set local public policy. So a lot of these can be like, say a curfew. Some cities do have a curfew. I know Charlotte does. It's not really enforced, but they do have a curfew in place. And that's where you'll see a lot of different things. And you'll see sometimes when events come up, like say when the DNC, Democratic National Convention, happened in 2012, they had a sunset clause, which was something that started at a certain time and ended at a different time. And they set that in place just to put a little stricter control and make sure, people weren't acting too crazy when all that pretty cool stuff. Did anybody even go or down to Charlotte when that happened? I walked around. It was really cool. But you saw everything was sanctioned off and everything.
Yeah. Did you go to it?
Yeah, downtown.
No, did you go in the?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
You actually went inside the actual home? Oh, that's awesome. Definitely an experience. They established ordinances, exact same, very similar, just some things to go by, legal codes as well. So municipalities do that. All right. Key terms. Incorporated. Declared as a municipality and granted a charter. Charter is going to be something that's going to be think of kind of like Constitution in some regard when you see the word charter with local governments. And there we go. City charter outlines basic rules for the municipal government. So it's just setting up what it cannot do. Something really important to know, and we'll get to this and talk about this a little bit later, is that every city, every town, every village has its own charter. And so you'll see that everybody's going to have different ways of operating. This is going to be very different than, say, looking at the federal level and the state level, because it's so different from each city. Each city will operate in a different way, however they see fit. And then lastly, home rule allows cities to write their own charters, choose their own type of government, and manage their own affairs. So it's just, once again, going back to the little system of federalism, which is just going to be something really big to know when talking about government, especially in the United States. So. Everybody got that? Okay. So there's over 540 in North Carolina. So as you can see, this will be cities and bunch of other things that can fit into it. Maybe school boards can be it as well. So it's very broad in what it can be. Each has been incorporated and given a charter, can change by General Assembly or Home Rule. So while they do make their own laws and make everything on their own, a big thing that can happen is that if it's too crazy, the North Carolina legislature can come in and kind of make sure that they're not doing something that's really out there that can be harmful. Yeah.
What's an example of that's really out there?
Well,
like a dictatorship, something like that? Like something like that?
Yeah, like when you get something that's say really top down and they're almost establishing what would be at least how I see it, a police state, if you know what that is, something like that. And you're well, can't have
martial laws.
Yeah, if the city of Weddington or whatever just started doing that, we'd be what's going on? But they can expand, and this is a big word, annexation, to bring unincorporated areas into existing municipalities. So I know this one really well. I live in Charlotte, in about southeast Charlotte, which is near Matthews, if you guys have really any understanding of that. But over the course of the past, I want to say 15 years, Charlotte has been annexing a lot of Matthews. And this can be, and I'll get to it, is and as we actually have seen, it's building up taxes and tax base. So these new places that were once part of Matthews are now coming to Charlotte, and kind of sucks for them because their taxes are higher than they were before, and it's lowering our taxes. It's good for me, but not really for the people that got brought in from Matthews. My buddy, his taxes are higher than mine. It's funny. So municipal government, they elect a town council, city council, board of commissioners, or a board of aldermen, which is just a group of people that are going to come together and try to make laws and help establish the legislative process. So it acts like a legislature. So these are your senators, quote unquote. Well, not quote unquote, but like your senators. They're more like councilmen and commissioner and all these different things like that. Bless you. So they pass local laws or ordinances, and like we said before, these can be a wide ranging of things too. If people are protesting in a certain area, they won't allow them to maybe break into certain things, I know, for example, PVC pipes. They won't allow them because there's a tactic that they use with that, and but it can be from anything to even water usage can also be stuff they use, and especially during a drought, they don't really use too much water. They approve budgets. This is really something that's probably the biggest thing that they'll do is really approving of the budgets. It's just going to lay out all the stuff and all the finances that they're going to do.
How long ago was the charter started? Well, it's just and it had never changed until 1894. I just started doing it. I'm gonna check it out and see if it's charter.
They have a high school football team.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that before. But try to look for also some festivals as well, not just
I cannot find. Is that what I'm supposed to have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What do you want to say?
What are we doing?
Like, when we receive this charge.